Before time had memory, before heaven had a throne, before gods ruled with law and lightning, the universe screamed itself into being. There was no sun to rise, no earth to stand upon, no sky to look up to. Only an endless, suffocating vastness where existence itself had not yet learned its name. This was not peace nor silence, but a terrifying stillness pregnant with power. From this immeasurable void, the first truth emerged: that creation is born not from harmony, but from tension, pressure, and inevitability. The ancient Greeks called this first state chaos, and from chaos came forces so immense that even the gods who followed would tremble at their legacy. This is the forgotten dawn of divinity, the age when the cosmos first learned to rule itself, and when the Titans rose to power. From chaos emerged Gaia, the earth, not as soil or stone alone, but as living, breathing substance, infinite and fertile, the foundation upon which all things would stand. She did not rule, she was. From her body rose mountains, seas and plains, and from her depths came the potential for life and destruction alike. Soon after came Uranus, the sky, vast and unending, stretching himself over Gaia in a suffocating embrace. Sky and earth became the first union, enclosing the universe between them. And from this union, the earliest divine beings were born. Yet creation, in its infancy, was neither gentle nor merciful. Power came before wisdom, and strength before compassion. The children of Gaia and Uranus were not shaped for balance, but for magnitude. Their first offspring were monstrous in form and overwhelming in force. The Hecatoncheires, giants with 100 hands and 50 heads, embodiments of raw, uncontrollable might. And the Cyclopes, one-eyed beings of elemental power, whose very presence warped the world around them. Uranus looked upon these children and felt terror. He saw not heirs, but threats, living prophecies of his own downfall. And so, in the first act of divine cruelty, he forced them back into the depths of Gaia, imprisoning them within the earth itself. The sky pressed down, the earth cried out, and creation learned its first lesson: that those who fear power will always try to bury it. Gaia suffered immensely. Her body became a prison for her own children, and with each passing moment, her pain deepened into fury. From this anguish arose the first rebellion. Gaia gave birth again, this time to a new generation, beings of colossal power, yet more refined in form and purpose. These were the Titans. 12 in number, they were not merely gods, but living principles of the universe itself. Time, memory, light, law, oceans, fertility, and celestial order. They were vast, radiant, and terrible in their potential. Unlike their imprisoned siblings, the Titans walked freely beneath the sky, yet even they lived under the shadow of Uranus's oppressive rule, knowing that their father trusted none of his offspring. Gaia, no longer willing to endure her torment, forged a plan born of desperation and resolve. From her own substance, she shaped a sickle, sharp enough to wound the heavens themselves. She called upon her Titan sons to rise against Uranus, to end his tyranny and free the cosmos from fear. One by one, they recoiled. Even gods can be cowed by terror. All except the youngest, Cronus. Cunning, ambitious, and burning with resentment, Cronus stepped forward. He did not act out of justice or mercy, but out of hunger, for power, for dominion, for a destiny greater than obedience. When Uranus descended once more to claim Gaia, Cronus struck. In a single brutal moment, the sky was wounded, and the first ruler of the universe fell. With Uranus overthrown, the cosmos changed forever. His blood fell upon the earth, giving rise to new beings, while his severed power was cast away, symbolizing the end of primordial rule. As he fell, Uranus uttered a curse that echoed through eternity. That Cronus, like his father before him, would be overthrown by his own child. Yet victory drowned out warning. Cronus claimed the throne, and the Titans rose as the first true divine dynasty. The universe now had rulers, and for a time their reign was remembered as a golden age. Mortals lived without toil or war. The earth gave freely, and time itself seemed gentle and unhurried. The Titans governed the cosmos with vast authority, each overseeing their domain, while Cronus ruled as king of all. But Greek mythology teaches a cruel truth. Power does not erase fear, it magnifies it. Cronus remembered the prophecy, he remembered the sickle, he remembered that fathers fall. When his sister and wife Rhea bore children, his terror consumed him. One by one, he swallowed them whole, imprisoning his own offspring within his body, believing that by devouring the future, he could make himself eternal. Gods of hearth, harvest, marriage, sea, and underworld vanished into darkness, alive but silenced. Cronus ruled a peaceful world built on unimaginable horror, convinced that fate itself could be conquered through brutality. Rhea, broken by grief yet defiant, turned to Gaia, who had seen this cycle before. Together they prepared a final deception. When Rhea bore her youngest child, she hid him away and wrapped a stone in swaddling cloth, presenting it to Cronus as his son. Fear blinded the Titan king, and he swallowed the stone without hesitation. The child was saved. Hidden far from his father's reach, Zeus grew in secrecy, nourished by the earth itself, while the Titans ruled unaware that their end had already begun. Thus the rise of the Titans reached its silent peak. They had overthrown the primordial gods, established cosmic order, and ruled an age remembered as paradise. Yet they were doomed, not by weakness, but by repetition. They became what they had once rebelled against, rulers driven by fear, clinging to power through violence and denial. In Greek mythology, fate is patient and the universe never forgets. The Titans believed their reign eternal, but the thunder was already forming beyond the horizon. A new generation was rising, and with it, the end of the first divine empire.